You ever wonder why one game you play broken combo on botlane and lose, and some other game you play the most useless champion in the game and stomp? As we know, the laning phase is the most important part of the game because it's way easier carrying games if you have 10 kills lead by 10 minutes. You are better, so you just outplay enemies, cap them, and it's GG.
Peek. Look at that.
And situation like I described moments ago make botlane feel extremely coin flip. You get into a game and Riot is playing Russian roulette with you, giving you a completely random support. But whether you win or lose is not random at all. And it's not about crazy mechanics, mind controlling enemies, or support gap. There's actually a lot of things going on that lead to scenarios like this one, but they all have one thing in common. It all starts before the waves even meet. Because even if the level 2 looks like the deciding factor of this fight, it's just a result. Let's watch everything from the beginning and see what I mean. As you can see, the first thing I'm doing when I get to the lane is to run into the bushes. Then, since no one is around, I start attacking minions as soon as possible. After that, first trade happens and we win it quite hard. But look what I do next. Instead of going for enemies, I use my Q to push the wave even harder. That's so stupid. Why use mana on minions instead of poking enemies more? They are already low, literally 3 kills. Except this happens. I'm very quickly hitting level 2, my support engages, while enemy support gets flamed. And yes, of course, I could have tried coin flipping a fight in here, but I'm a bitch and you're low elo, so we both wanna play for consistency. That's why one of the most important things to keep in mind is pressure on the very first wave, because that's what leads up to level 2 prio and general advantage. And with level 2 and more minions, the fight just gets way easier. Wow, more damage means more damage. Who would have fucking guessed it? And just so you know, this is the basic version of lane control. The higher you go, the more complex it gets. You can add layers like wave management, trading patterns, jungle tracking, all that stuff. But the core idea stays basically the same. If you're below diamond, you don't need to know much more. So if you wanna consistently get an early lead, you need to try and pressure wave as soon as you can. Rush into the middle bush as soon as possible, and if you're scared, pop a ward before going in there. If enemies are a tiny bit late, you get free poke, or maybe even a kill depending on the matchup. If they don't walk in at all, you also get to pressure the wave before it even arrives. Then focus on pushing. Because what's better? 80 damage on enemies from a single ability, or half their HP from 2 abilities and multiple attacks because they overextended like idiots and you know better because you're subscribed to me. But if you're still somehow getting outplayed and don't want your voices, your very real friends, who laugh at you because you got hit by Ezreal Q for the 100th time in a single game, I highly recommend Skill Gap. It's a free app that helps you practice your silly clicking in many different ways. Like dodging. So instead of dodging lobbies, you can start dodging actual skill shots. There is also aim training, so you can click that report button much faster and have more time to climb. Highly recommend it. And if you use my link, you'll also support me. Link in the description. Okay, so we got the lane prio, push the wave in, and then you somehow still end up losing lane because you died to a gank or some other support being shit. Excuse you're gonna come up with. This happens very often because people don't know how to actually utilize their lead. There's basically no plan in their head, and that's where most people fuck it up. But as long as you consciously choose something, you'll be fine. Because after pushing first waves, you have 2 options. You can either keep on harassing under the tower, or let it bounce. And instead, most people are running at enemies mindlessly and throw every little piece of advantage they had. Been there, done that. But okay, never mind. Let's focus on the first one for now, harassing under the tower. So you pushed in the first waves. What's next? I got a great idea. Don't stop. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing as if your life depended on it. Literally Mundo cosplay and shove this wave harder than Aloys pushes his viewers more. No, but for real. You literally just push the wave constantly so enemies are stuck under the tower. This way they are more likely to lose the CS because of the tower. Because of that, they will use their abilities to last hit. And with that, they are not only wasting damage on minions, but they are also stuck in animations, giving you free window to poke them. And their only options are to either lose CS and fall behind, or die miserably and lose the lane entirely. And I had a perfect game as an example, but of course because of my ADHD ass, I thought I played it on stream never checked it, and ended up having no access to the replay. Thank fuck League of Graphs exists so I can still use the data to prove the concept. In a game of Smolder Sona vs Brand Kaisa, I combined forcing early push with constant harassment under the tower. And the results? At 10 minutes, both Sona and I had more damage than Brand and Kaisa. Like, Sona higher damage than Brand at 10 minutes? I think it says a lot. And no, jungler didn't do shit. And all you have to do is to literally ward the goddamn bush to prevent the ganks, keep on shoving the wave under the tower, and as I said before, whenever enemy goes for CS, that's your free window to poke. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Oh, but enemies pick broken champion and I'm too handless to keep the push, and my support already left me just like my dad. Boo fucking who? Yes, sometimes you can't keep the push. Enemy level 2 and 3 just get way stronger, your jungler decided to die for scuttle so you have no cover from enemy jungler, or your support decided to die with your jungler on said scuttle. And that's the moment when you bounce the wave, literally nothing else. So when you get into this type of situation, just stop attacking minions and don't interact with enemies. We just let them push and Fury ganks and we get the lane back. This way the wave will push to you, you'll be in a safe spot and keep your HP high. This way you can actually still play regardless what your support did or did not do. You also get to punish enemies a lot more, but I'll get into that in a moment because it also applies to my next point. And if you try to push back, minions might get stuck in this awkward spot and you done fucked up. You can't walk up to CS and you can't poke enemies, all the while being in a perfect position for Nunu to roll his huge ball down your... Okay, who mixed up the scripts? It all sounds great, doesn't it? You control absolutely everything, you know what you're doing, and then you queue up and this happens. Let's go back to the beginning of the game again. This time, let's say your support is playing without a mouse and they can't attack the minions, so you're left getting outpushed. Or let's be real for a moment. You fucked up, got outplayed, or enemy champions are just way better in push. And it just happens. Sometimes just don't get to decide how you play out the first few waves, but it doesn't mean you can't be in control. Because let's say you try to contest the wave in a very bad matchup and enemies actually have brain. Yes, single one. Remember the guy from the first point? Yeah, that's you right now. You're literally playing into enemies. So how exactly do you control a situation like that? You do absolutely nothing. No, it's not you don't do anything. It's you do nothing on purpose. Because doing Yumi Simulator under the tower is actually pretty fucking good. So enemy pushes the wave and you stay back. They can't fight you. Obvious, right? Because they can't fight you, they will start getting impatient. And if they get impatient, they will randomly start forcing god-awful fights and that will lead to throwing.
Fucking idiot.
It's like a war of mentality and you win by doing absolutely nothing. Like in this example. I knew my support is gonna die level 1 or 2 and this Nami is gonna die very soon. I knew I should AFK under the tower and do nothing. And what does enemy ADC do? Literally fucking dive us level 3, so I got the lead from my inting support back. They were diamonds, by the way. So it's the best strategy against aggressive ADCs when you don't wanna fight. And if you create this situation, you also get to control your jungler more. Because if enemies are so deep into the lane, on the off chance your jungler notices it, he will gank you like a good little dog that he is. To get into this situation as best as possible, you only focus on last hitting. And just like I talked about in previous point, you limit interaction to keep your HP. Because if you're 1 HP, even gank won't help you. No! This is so fucking cursed. So you wanna survive for as long as possible to set up your jungler and support for a play. Yes, this is the only time as an ADC you can actually create an opening for your team. So yeah, laning phase isn't just coin flip who gets better support. While it does matter a bit, it's mostly about how you set up your support and your lane compared to your enemies. And since you're low elo, any conscious decision will make you better than enemies. Don't forget to sub and join my Discord, and come say hi on my streams. Thanks, bye!